as you know, I'm going all in with my YouTube. So I thought my office slash podcast slash YouTube studio needed a bit of an update. I'm going to give you a little tour of that. So it's just down here. It's actually the maid's room slash my dad's bedroom. So it has multiple uses. We don't have a maid. So it's dad's room, office, podcast room, YouTube room. So I'm going to show you what I've done this week. I've just added a little bit of greenery. So if I am, and when I am recording in there, there's something in the background because I wasn't liking the white walls. So let me give you a little look-see around the podcast slash YouTube slash dad's bedroom room. Okay, so little podcast desk area. I'll go through some of the things that I have on my desk actually, because they might inspire some of you to pop a few trinkets on your desks. And then this side of the room, hi Dorothy again, we have where I will be doing my YouTube videos, anything other than podcasts, and I'm really hoping as well to start having some guests in the Wealth Studio. So this is it. So what I added, I know you didn't see it before, but the ivy, the plants on the wall, and the little gold butterflies that you can see. What else? That's it. Oh, my vintage suitcase down there on the floor as well. So this is my desk. Now you can see all the supplies, the crystals, sage, Palo Santo, peacock feathers are there just to remind us on how amazing life is, luck, finances, everything. Peacocks are such a good omen. So I have the peacock feathers, I have my evil eye for protection, and my dream catcher, of course. So these are the things I surround myself as I'm working. And then I want to share what is in here. So in here is something very special. So in 2018, my dad was diagnosed with myeloma, which is cancer of the plasma of your blood. I think it's very rare. So it's technically not curable. However, he did have treatment. He had a stem cell transplant, high doses of chemo, and at the moment he's in remission. He's living the time of his life. He's doing really well. He has the odd aches and pains, but he is also 68. He used to smoke a lot when he was younger. So some of the aches and pains, and he has COPD as well, comes from his life when he wasn't looking after himself, but he really does look after himself now. Anyway, so before he had his stem cell transplant, he had to prepare, and he went in for high dose chemotherapy. So basically what they do, in short, is kill everything in your body, then keep everything alive. So chemotherapy doesn't know the difference between unhealthy cells and healthy cells, and that's why you lose your hair. So it doesn't distinguish between, oh, this is a hair growing cell and this is a skin cell, and we need to leave these ones alone. It kills everything. So he kept his hair up until June 2019, and he called me one day, and I could tell he wasn't right. So then I messaged his partner at the time, who said that his hair had started falling out. So I went to see him the next day, and we cut it. We started with an undercut, and then we took it all off. So in the blue little bag is a little locket. I got me and my sister's one, and hopefully they've still got theirs. And I put a lock of hair in there for us to keep. And because I was in charge, I also took another bag of hair. Now obviously my dad's still here, so it's not about keeping the lock of hair because I'm never going to see him again. This is more of a reminder currently of what we did, what we went through together, and how we've come out the other side, and the lessons that we're able to learn from this. So yes, it was the worst time ever. I'd never had anyone in the family, let alone a parent, be diagnosed with cancer, never gone through cancer treatment with anybody. So it was all brand new. No one gives you a handbook to say this is what you do when your father's diagnosed with cancer. You just do it. You just do all of the things because it comes to you, following my intuition. And this is the time, 2018, 2019, that I really started to dive deeper into my spirituality and crystals and meditation and looking after myself. And I feel that maybe that wouldn't have happened if my dad didn't have this health scare, this sickness. This is when I stopped drinking alcohol, because I realized that it was the alcohol that was giving me anxiety, and I had so many real life worries and things to deal with that having beer fear was not an option. So I keep that on my desk as a reminder, and I just glance at it when I'm working. And the days that I'm having where I don't feel like things are going my way, or those victim mentality thoughts of why is this not happening for me, and I'm doing this, I'm doing all the things, why is it not working, because we all get that. This for me serves as a reminder. I also have, so I'll show you, I have a picture on the wall. I keep this picture on the wall because it's a picture, first of all, that I have printed off as myself as a little girl, and this is my inner child. So when I look at this picture, I'm doing everything that I'm doing for her. So again, on those days when I'm like, this isn't working, this is not meant to be, I'm not meant to live the life of my dreams, my desires, when I look at her and see her happy with her dad and a little new baby sister, it's a big reminder. It's a reminder to do the things, pull your socks up, stop being a victim. Things take time. Not amazing things don't just happen overnight. You know, it's not necessarily that I'm saying you have to work hard, because that's also a mindset that I'm shifting away from. Making money doesn't have to be hard. Making money and having a career can be fun. And for me, not working all the hours under the sun is more important than having all the money under the sun. And I know that when I'm working in my passion, I'm sharing what I love, and I'm speaking to other people, those other things will come. So it is all about doing it for that little girl or boy, if you're watching this and you're a man, doing it for them. What dreams did they have? What did they want from life? And my inner child wants to have fun. She wants to be seen. She wants people to hear her voice. She wants to make videos. Obviously before, when I was a little girl, YouTube didn't exist, but I did stuff like this in my bedroom, or I'd go downstairs and make my mum and family watch. So it's always been within me. So I'm doing this for her. Look at the decor, the carpet, the TV, the fire. That didn't age well. The decor, my mum's house doesn't look like that anymore, thank God. Me and Dottie are going for a mini adventure. So this is her first time out on her own in the car. We really need her to get used to people. She's a bit shy, she gets a bit nervous, and I was hungry. Joseph wants to rest this afternoon. He's sick actually. September cold from being a school teacher. So yeah, we're gonna go for a little bite to eat. She's done well on the journey. It's only 7 minutes around the corner. Nice little dog friendly place in Sustainable City. So it's a little area, it's not actually a city, just a housing community in Dubai. The name says it all, everything's sustainable. So nice little cafes here. So yeah, we're gonna go in. Anybody else's dog just eat anything and everything that they see on the floor.
Including bird poo, and I kiss that mouth.
So we're not going to stay out long. We just finished. It's still really warm. So I'm just taking Dorothy, taking her for a walk around the block, and then we're going to head home because she's panting. It's really sweaty, and it's just not enjoyable when it's this hot. So I know I always mention the weather, but it is. You know, in the UK, when you talk about the weather and it's raining and everyone's waiting for it to warm up, that's what it's like here, but the opposite. So every time there's like a degree lower and you feel it in the wind, so that's the first place you feel it, the wind doesn't burn your retinas off. it's like, oh, it's getting to winter, so then you get all excited and you go outside and then it's still really hot. A couple more weeks though, and I think it'll be outside time. So what's really cool about Sustainable City is that the cars are parked quite far away from the homes, and they have these little golf buggies that they can drive around in. So when they want to go to the shop, when it's hot, they can just jump in the golf buggy. So they're not having to jump in their cars. I think they also have bikes as well. It's very bike friendly around here. That was the dogs, not me. Oh, I have a question. Does anybody else, or has anybody else heard of geographical tongue? So I've had this for as long as I can remember. I generally avoid anything that's going to set it off, or I can feel sometimes when it's going to go. But I've just ate that granola, and it was literally just granola, fruit. I can't think what fruit to set it off, unless it was a small pieces of orange. But does anyone else get this? And what do you do if you do get it? Now, I did go to the dentist years and years ago, and they just said to avoid the foods that, set it off. So that's what I do. But yeah, I'm just curious, because then now I'll have a sore tongue for a few days. Yeah. Do you want a close up? I have done a bit of research into it, and it doesn't seem like it's anything that I'm deficient in. It's literally just from the food that I eat. Probably not the best time to start recording, but we're just off out for Lebanese food. We're going to Al Safadi, a place called Al Safadi, and if you're in Dubai, it's in Motor City, so not too far away from, I don't want to say where we live anyway, and it's in Motor City. So I'll do a little food review this evening while we're there. Do you want to add anything, Josie? Also, golden hour. The sunsets are the best in Dubai. Oh, it's so romantic. The sunset. Joseph driving the car. He is a happy person. He just doesn't want to smile on YouTube for some reason. Been to Dubai or drove in Dubai, I think it was one of the things I was so scared of, because when you get here you realise how manic the roads are. There's no little turn-offs, no little side streets unless you're in communities. Once you're on the road, there's basically a motorway everywhere, 4+ lanes. Then you need to make sure you get off at the right one, because you're stuffed. You have to drive 20 minutes to find the next one, and then you get stuck in traffic. So they're not the most practical roads. Once you've been living here a while, you kind of work out, how to use them. But when I first moved here, I think it took me one time, I refused to go to the Palm for a good 6 months because I could not find where I was getting to. And once you're on the Palm, if you miss your turning, you've got to go all the way to the top, come all the way back down again, and go round and round in circles. So I was sworn off the Palm. Martins. I'm on a mission to re-break these in. So I wore them a few years ago when we went to Hong Kong all day, every day, and then I stopped because it was summer and they're too hot to wear in summer. Now when I put them on, they wreck my feet. But this is the second or third time that I've worn them. Now I'm going without socks, so wish me luck. I'll keep you updated. This is important, like it is. was. So we've had a lot. It's very nice. I don't eat lamb, so Joe gets all the lamb. I watched a lamb be born once and I just can't. I just see the baby. And I know it's not a baby that you actually eat, but I can't bring myself to do it. So I don't know if this is vlog worthy, but I'm going to share it anyway because I know everyone does it. How good are the Marks and Spencer's yellow label deals? Like, I got the cheese today, half price. Instead of 55 dirhams, 22.50, which is about, so 22.50 is about £4. And then the usual things. I always need a little snack when I get in from teaching in the morning. I do have, obviously, I shared in my last video, so I always have breakfast. I always try to have breakfast. But then when I have an early class, so my class was 8 o'clock this morning, when I get in, I need a breakfast number 2. And I'm guessing that's just because, you know, it's, and I always have this conversation with Joseph, like, it is an energetic job and it is also physically demanding. So I do feel like I definitely need to eat more when I'm teaching, and that's not a bad thing. So I allow myself to eat more, and I go to Marks and Spencer's and I eat more. So I bought some pancakes for a little treat today. But yeah, I thought I'd just share that because so many people don't do that. And I know a lot of women who stop themselves from eating because scared of putting weight on. You're on these crazy diets. But I always think, if you look back at photographs of yourself when you thought you were ugly, fat, didn't need to work out, and from a few years ago, if you look at those photos now, and I've done it, but not so much for weight, but just for mental health, and thinking, oh my God, I'll never get that time back. And I spent so much of my time there worrying I'm never going to allow myself to do that again. Listening to, I think it was a podcast, and I've heard this lots of times before, but it's just a real reminder of when you're 80, 90, if you live to be 100, and people ask you, you know, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be remembered for? You're not going to say, I want to be remembered for all the food that I didn't eat or all the times that I was worried and anxious. You want to be remembered for the amazing things that you've done, maybe lives that you've changed, children that you brought into the world. You know, whatever it is that is your thing, that's the key. That's what you want to be remembered for. And all of these things that we spend so much of our time, and for me, it's more limiting beliefs and thoughts and not doing things because I don't think I'm good enough and people don't want to hear, and really stepping into the version of me where in 50 years time, I can look back and go, do you know what? I tried that and it was amazing. I did it instead of I wish I had. So I know that was kind of a tangent from Marks and Spencer's cheese, but it's just these little things that we can reflect on, you know? So treat yourself today. Go and treat yourself. If you know that you're punishing yourself with food and you're doing these diets, or it's mental health for you and you just want to do something to make yourself feel good, here is your permission. Go and do it. I'm going to eat my pancake. And I'm going to do a little bit of dog training, actually. I'll set the camera up. I'm trying to get Dottie to sit, so let's see. You've got this. Georgie, sit. Georgie, sit. Dorothy, no. See, this is why we need training. Sit. Good boy, Teddy. Sit. Georgie, sit. George. Good boy. Okay. Dorothy. This is no, Dorothy. Sit. Sit. No. Sit. Sit. Good girl. You did it. Good girl. Good girl.